Welcome back to the Chaos, everyone. ChaosEclipse here. We are back on, almost said No Man's Sky for some reason. I think I was just doing something with No Man's Sky. But anyway, we're back on Smalland. Survive the Wilds. This is the Underlands update. We still have not went underland because I've only found 2 entrances. It doesn't look like you can get back up. So we're trying to find the part in the story where they actually send you underground. It may be at the very end. I honestly don't know. So right now we are following the story as much as possible, but in this one we are going to go a little bit off track here because we're finally going to go and speak with Drustana. Nothing in the story actually takes you to Drustana. However, if you look at the journal, it does say the Beyond Clave, which it says the Elder mentions Drustana. As far as I know, the Elder doesn't mention Drustana directly. It just says, hey, there's some settlers out there that you may want to go and talk to, and then Drustana just appears on the map. So the reason why we're doing Drustana now, which is way later in the game, is because I don't want you guys to miss out on what Drustana does have to offer, which you guys may want to do this early game. At this point, as far as I am in the game, it's going to kind of be pointless for anything that Drustana does offer. But like I said, I want to make sure that you guys are well aware of what they have to offer. And then on top of that, I don't think that Drustana has a boss or anything, because they are a faction leader, but I don't think there's any boss fight with Drustana, so it's going to be a quick visit. And then if there is no boss fight, we're also going to continue with the story, which the Elder, we took the Elder, the what is it called? The Clover seal, the Clover Key seal, I believe it's called. And we opened the thing, and there was only a scroll in there. We had the scroll on us. We took it to the Elder. The Elder then said that it was written in the old tongue, which he does not know, so he wants us to go and speak with his historian, who is Teodrick, who is over in the cathedral, which is down over in this area. I did double check. The Pyrite did spawn back in, so if there's no boss fight with Drustana, we are also going to go and speak with Teodrick. This is going to be a 3-part type thing here. So it's going to be a bit of a longer video, and then we have a whole bunch of Pyrite on us, which you guys will see why if we go and talk with Teodrick, because there's going to be something additional that we're going to do with the Pyrite. So, and that's why I went and got a whole bunch of it without doing it with you guys, because it is a bit of a pain in the butt to gather all that Pyrite and then still do a stream at the same time, because it's just going to be a bunch of grinding, and I don't think you guys want to see me just getting all the Pyrite. Don't forget, these little things here are how you make the current vials that we are using, the greater lichen potions. So if you want, go ahead and grab those, but like I said, we are going over to Drustana, and in fact, we're just going to dive off because we're pretty close. So, in this area, if you want, you can make your tree in this home right here. In this area, there is nothing but bees, so be careful. There are 2, I repeat, there are 2 picnic tables. At one of them, I believe it's this one up here, there is a Wasp Queen, which I thought would be the boss fight for Drustana here, but it is not. So, unless they changed it, I hope that they did, but more than likely they probably didn't. So when you're running up to this area, because you probably won't have wings if you're coming here first, you will fight a whole bunch of bees. Just be careful. You might run into, I believe it's 2 sets of 3, or maybe 1, because I think the other one was closer, and it looks like they got rid of it. So maybe that set right there. It's usually 1 or 2 bee drones and 1 bee. As you can see, oh, nope, there is a second one. Yeah, so 1 bee and then 2 bee drones. At this point, the weapons that we have will one-shot them. Well, at least the bee drones. The bee itself, I think, takes all 3 hits. But this is Drustana's house here. You will find a whole bunch of honey crumble like this inside of this area, so you can run around, go ahead and gather. If you hit L1, you can see it will tell you where the honey crumble's at. There's more up there. Looks like there's probably some right on the other side. And then there's also going to be a whole bunch on the tree that's in this area, because there's also a honeycomb on the tree over there. So run around and get that honey crumble, because it does go in some good recipes for the game. But we're going to come in here. Drustana is up there. Come over here. Grab this caramelized bee head if it'll let you. Sometimes it's a little funky, so you kind of have to jump around and like mess with it. Check in here because in the honeycombs here, you can see here there is a honey crumble here too. And then up here, I think you can grab honey crumble as well. A couple here. And then this is Drustana. So we can talk with, I don't know if it's a guy or a girl, so I'm going to say him because it looks like a guy. So we're going to talk with him. It says, hey, hello there. Can I help you? And we can say, who are you? I'm Drustana, faction leader for research into flying creatures. Welcome to our beautiful home. Buzz around, slurp the honey. It says, you live here with all the bees. Aren't they dangerous? They are my friends. They help me make things. They helped me make this beautiful armor. It says, could you make something for me? And then they give you access to your first set of wings that you could possibly make, if I'm not mistaken. And then you also have your regal armor here, which is the bee armor that I was talking about. Like I said, it's not horrible. It is technically good armor, but the textile patch, I think you don't even get until later on. And then the herptile leather, you have to kill some geckos for that. So kind of a mixture of some things that you might need that might be a little hard to get if you're coming here as the very first time, but it is worth it. It's decent armor. We can go ahead and back out of there. So now we can make that regal armor at the house. Let's let that go away real quick. Oh, there's a simple gliding wings. Let that go away real quick. There we go. Oh, why did you do simple gliding wings twice? There we go. All right, talk. Same thing. I hear you're a faction leader. What is that? So this, once again, if you came here first, this is the introduction to the faction leader. We've already been over that, so we're not going to do it again. We're not going to read all this. You can if you want. Obviously, pause the video. What we're going to do is, can I requisition some supplies? So this is where you'll see the faction armor, which is also bee armor. So you can also get butterfly gliding wings if you have the contribution points. Any of this stuff does require the contribution points. And then here is the better wing armor, which it looks, or as far as the stats, they look the same. However, the armor itself looks a bit different, which this armor does look pretty cool. I would not mind having it. However, the armor that I currently have is stat-wise is better. I wish what they did do is if you max out the armor, and I don't know this, I'm not saying that this isn't possible, but it would be really cool is if, say I pick up this armor and I make it, if I level this, because you can upgrade weapons and armor. So if I upgrade this armor, they should make all of the armor have the same stats at max tier. Or at least protection-wise, the same stats. Obviously, some are going to have cold protection. Some are going to have like poison resistance, things like that. So protection-wise, they should make it to where it has the same amount of armor with all of them. That would be really cool. That way you can still represent whichever faction you want. You can still wear whichever armor you want. But then you get down into here and you can see the passives and all that. But that is if you are doing, if you're donating the contribution points. So keep that in mind. You do need to do that. And then we can go back in here. We can talk to them again. Anything to report? Well, yes, there is a Wasp Queen. Oh, so you do have the boss, and it does go with the Wasp Queen. That keeps bothering me and my friends. Bzz, bzz. Well, that's not good. Maybe I can help. The problem with this is I recently killed the Wasp Queen, so I don't know if she's going to be respawned yet. I hope she is. I wouldn't mind you taking care of it. The Wasp Queen keeps breaking all of the honey crumble and chasing away all the bees. That's annoying. They're complaining. Great, I'll do it. So it doesn't say that we have to bring anything back. So I guess as long as the Wasp Queen's there, we should be able to go ahead and still complete this. So the Wasp Queen, it should be marked, I would assume. It didn't even mark it. Is it because they're not there? So the bench, I believe there's one here, and I believe there's one here. Picnic benches. We need to check both of those picnic benches. I'm a little worried, though, because it's not marked, so I don't know if it's actually going to be spawned back in or not. And hopefully you guys aren't getting an echo. I don't think you are, but the sound for the game, sorry about that. The sound for the game was also coming out of the monitor. I just muted the monitor there. Hope you were hearing double sound, hopefully. Okay, yeah, the Queen's there. Yeah, so it's only level 3. She does still hit pretty hard, and she does have poison. So if you still have your poison resistance on you from the last video, definitely use that. I don't. I dropped it off, but I think we'll be fine. It's just a wasp. But she does still hurt pretty bad, so just be careful. She's a bit faster than the normal wasps and hornets, so be careful with that too. And obviously she has a lot more health. So, but nonetheless, she still attacks like a regular hornet or wasp. So you should be fine no matter what. Come on. Can't get that third hit in. She moves away too quickly. And there we go. And there is the head. If you pick up that Wasp Queen head for the first time, it will then teach you how to make a trophy. So now we can go back over to Drustana, which was not this way. Over there. Oh, it's not that way either. Okay, where is it over here? Yeah. Alright, so now we can go back to Drustana. And this was actually very short because that boss fight was not long, so we will still go and talk with Teodrick. So the title for this one's going to be very long because I'll probably put something like Drustana and the Wasp Queen and Teodrick, and I'm not going to say what else because we're not there yet. Here we go about that Wasp Queen. Yes, the Wasp Queen. Tell me about it, Buzz Buzz. It's all done. The Wasp Queen shouldn't bother you anymore. Finally, my friends will appreciate it. Give me her head. I want to display it. Here it is. There we go. Oh, we unlocked a paintbrush. That's new. Is that for painting your base or your armor or what? Okay. Oops, wrong button. So is that it then? Talk about your faction. That's just the stuff we already looked at, yeah. Okay. Nothing else? Goodbye. Yeah, okay. Well, there you go. There you have it. Like I said, you come over here early. That is going to be a lot harder. We're a little bit more advanced at the moment, so just keep that in mind. In fact, we're going to go up this tree here so that we can just glide to where we need to, because it is going to be a long trip going over there. I am still going to keep you guys with me. If you like, you can skip ahead or whatever you choose. Go around this way. So this is the vine I'm looking for. Yep, and there's a little thing. So we're not going to make our home here. Well, actually, I guess we have to call down the thing. So go ahead and turn it into your home real quick. And then you want to call the hot air balloon. There it is. In fact, we can go up and we can drop off all the bug stuff that we just got. Yeah. That, and then we'll repair. Not that we like got hit at all. Well, I think did we get hit? I don't know. It doesn't matter. My point is we can repair anything that's damaged. So our weapons, our armor, anything like that. So if you got hit, you can repair your stuff. Even if you didn't, you still might want to repair. I don't remember seeing a bridge like that in the distance. I hope they do something. Oh, you know what? No, I do. I do. Oh, also, yeah. If you didn't notice at the beginning of the video, which I never mentioned, it's snowing. It started snowing probably about 5 minutes before I started recording. So evidently it's winter. If you don't have cold gear on, you will start getting cold, and it will kind of mess with your health. If you start getting too cold, your health will start dropping. So just keep that in mind. But for the most part, you should be good. As long as you've been progressing through the story and everything like I have, or just moving along in general, doing what you're supposed to be doing, you should have decent armor and everything to keep you warm. So we'll even leave the caramelized head here because we don't need to carry that. That's just going to be extra stuff, extra space that we're going to end up using for something else. All right, and then we need to go all the way down here. Mark Teodrick, which the pirate's already still marked. Oh, we can also unmark Drustana now that we finished that. We need to go out this way. And do we want to go up or just run out? We'll go up. Use this this branch. This should be fine. Don't fall off. And then just keep in mind all of these trees do interconnect. So jumping from this one, we're just basically going to be going from tree to tree here. And then like once we get to a certain point, then we should be where we need to be. So we're in the area that we need to be in. All right, so we'll start coming down right here. And the combat music is from that beetle that we flew over. Nothing's following us. We're good. Don't panic. We'll go up on this right here if we can. This might be too steep. Nope. Go up this way. This way. This way. And we're headed over to that cathedral there. Oh, did not mean to do it like that, but that's okay. Alright, we're going to come out to the furthest branch over here. You don't want to try going to the cathedral because you won't make that. Even if you're not doing the dash, your stamina will run out before and you'll just land in the water and die. So we're going to go up to that point up there. I'm going to try to get to the highest point, and that looks like that is the point up there. Yeah, you can see we're already starting to get cold there. So even our armor that we have is currently not good for what we're doing, but we should be fine. I'm not worried about it. It's because it's almost nighttime. Oop. Here, let's do this. Let's make it daytime real quick. What we'll do is we'll turn this tree, because this is the closest tree to where we need to go anyway. So we'll turn this tree into our home. And then we will sleep through the night real quick. And then when we wake up, it should be a little warmer. I think it's literally getting cold just because it's about to be nighttime. But we want daylight anyway for two reasons. One, where we're going, it's really dark. So I turned up the gamma so that you guys will be able to see in the video. However, you may want to take a torch with you. All right, we're gonna go ahead and sleep real quick. I'll be back in a second, guys. All right, we are all rested here. We can go ahead and eat some food because we did get a little bit hungry. And we can now go the way we were going, which I don't know which direction it is. Here it is. Alright, and we're going to go to the same peak part that we were going to do earlier, which I believe is right in front of us. Not this here, but it's over there, I believe. It's over there, I think. Yeah. That's this one over here. Like I said, you don't want to go straight to the cathedral because you just won't make that gap. I don't care who you are. Unless you have a pet by now. If you have a pet, you can definitely do that. I probably won't have a pet for a long time. You guys can definitely get a pet. You can get a hornet, stuff like that. Just, I don't know if you can make that flight either, though. Just be careful. Watch your stamina if you try it. I'm not saying you can't. I honestly don't remember, and they may have reworked the stamina anyway. Because obviously they reworked a lot of other things. So definitely keep an eye on that. Ooh, never had that happen. I walked up this plenty of times without that glitching like that. All right, and then if you want, before you make this jump, you may want to bring a grapple with you. In fact, I would highly advise you to bring a grapple with you. It is your choice. You don't have to, but I would highly advise that you do. And you'll see why once we get there. So we're still not going to go all the way over there, even though we are this high, because like I said, you won't make it with the stamina. So we're going to go either to that tree or the tree here. And we won't even dash. I'll show you guys, like, because this is, I think not dashing helps save stamina. I don't know if you go further with dashing or without dashing. Maybe I'll test that one of these times. But we will try to, I'll show you guys how far we can get without the dashing, just so you guys can see how far you can glide. And you might be able to make it like across the bridge there. But I won't try going directly to the cathedral itself, because that for sure you will not make it. But yeah, it looks like we do go a little bit further, because I've tried dashing to this tree before and I didn't make it. However, we're still not going to make it where I want to, but this will work. Stand on this? Yes, perfect. All right, and then from here, we're still not going to go. I mean, we're going to go to the cathedral, but we're not going to go like inside of it. We're going to land on that branch right there that then curls up and goes inside of it. So that's the route that we're going to take. We're going to come here. I don't know if you can make it to that branch. Maybe. We probably could have if we would have directed that way first, but it's okay. So we're going to go right here, which is the same branch technically. Here. Oh, get up there. No, no, no. Get up there. Okay. All right. We're okay. We're okay. We can make it up here, guys. Don't worry. I promise. I didn't trick you. Be careful with that landing. As you can see, it almost didn't work for me. Alright. And all we're doing up here is we are trying to avoid the hornets down below. And there used to be flies down in this area. I guess I got rid of them. I have not seen any of the flies spawn in. So there's one hornet here, and then there are 4 hornets here. There's one in the corner when you get through this archway. There's one in the corner there. There's one there. Then there's going to be one on your left, and there's one on the right. We're going to go to the one on the right because the one on the right actually does go outside of the cathedral most of the time, so we shouldn't have to fight anything. So we're going to go off that way. We're actually going to use the boost just to get past these hornets here so they don't aggro on us. Perfect. And we're going to come back a little bit to... Oh, there's another one there. Okay, so there's 5 hornets. Unless that one... Yeah, that's the one that should be over here. I didn't know he goes all the way over there. Interesting. Alright, well, let's hurry up and get out of here before he comes back. Ooh, I don't know what that was. I think I accidentally did a dash when I was jumping. Anyway, you guys seen in the 2 videos before this one? This is your pyrite right here. This is what pyrite looks like. Down underground there in the where the colony spiders are, there is one of the facial markings things. If you go down in there, the colony of spiders, they're not hard, but they are annoying. They used to respawn non-stop, but it looks like... Oh, no. See, there is a hornet over there. So this is an extra one. And then you have the one over there. So there's 1, 2... Oh, there's another one there. Wow, there's a lot more than I thought there was. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in here. Okay. And then if you fall down in there, like I was saying, there's colony spiders in there. There's a whole bunch of pyrite and stone down in there as well, and then there is one facial marking. If you come this way, there's a lizard right here. He comes up there. He also goes down in this area, and he goes down over in that area. There's also a totem here, which we have not picked up any of the totems. This should be your 3rd totem. There is a fiber one, a wood one, and then this stone one. And then I think there's a metal one. I'm still trying to find the fiber one because I want to pick those up in order for you guys, and I'll mark where they're at for you. So that's why we're not picking it up yet. But all it does is it teaches you how to make the blocks like that. So you can make like little totems if you want, I guess. But it teaches you how to make like little ramps and like actual square blocks and stuff. So that's up to you guys. We don't really need it right now. I'm not worried about it. And then this is what I was talking about. So right here, you'll have a whole bunch of pyrite. Coming down these stairs is a ton of pyrite as well. If you have wings, which you should at this point, you may want to... Well, I'll show you when we get down there. Just remember this part right here. Remember, I'm going to tell you to start at the top of that rock, and then you'll fly down under there. So, and then I'll show you where you want to direct your flight. But just remember that we're talking about this. Because if you start up there and you jump off... you'll want to glide, but you don't want to hit your head on anything or your body on anything because it will automatically stop you from gliding and you'll start falling, and you don't want to do that. So this is where it starts getting dark. If you come here while it's nighttime, right in this area, a couple of fireflies will spawn in. And then I think down on the last step, down by that beetle, there's going to be more fireflies. You can use the fireflies to kind of light your area. I think you have to have wood and fiber with you, and then you use their firefly juice or whatever it's called to make like a little green torch thing, which actually helps quite a bit. And I think you can actually keep the torch in your hand while using one-handed weapons, so keep that in mind. But this is the only beetle you'll see in the area. Under there, you will see colony spiders, roaches and flies. And then there's going to be pyrite like this all over down there. So I'll show you guys all the pyrite and everything just by scanning it so that you guys can see it. I don't want to pick it all up again, but this is why I mentioned it to you guys. And like I said, for me, it's going to be a little bit brighter so you guys can actually see everything here. So you'll want to glide under that doorway and you'll want to go straight over there. That is where Teodrick is, literally right there. I think we can actually make this if I keep going. But that's where you can glide straight to him. You can land right here. And then you can go up and you can talk with him. If you do not make that flight, or if you don't have your wings yet, you have two other options. You can use your grappling hook. So right down here, from right here, you can use your grappling hook. You can grapple to the top like so. Whoops. I might want to equip my grappling hook before I fall in that water. Use your grappling hook, hold X, so you can climb up. And then obviously you'll swing over because you do have control of the swing while you're doing this, and you'll drop up there with him as well. But we're not going to do that either. I'm going to show you guys a long way in case you guys screw this up completely and you have no idea what you're doing. I'm going to help you guys out. So if you land down here, the way you want to go is to your left over there. You'll still want to eventually come to the right. Like I said, you can see there's roaches down here. There's all the pyrite. There's pyrite there. Some of these pyrites actually do spawn double. And what I mean is they spawn like on top of each other. And I don't mean like how these two are stacked here. That's not what I mean. I mean like this one node, there's another node that spawned underneath of it. So let's kill this roach and I'll show you what I mean, because I think one of the ones over here does it. But I'm showing you guys this because you'll want as much pyrite as you can get. So let's go ahead and kill this roach real quick. Oh, stupid lag. I hate when the game saves. Alright, grab all that. Oh, and I have gotten some levels. Let's go ahead and look at that now because I think I keep forgetting to show you guys. So let's look at those levels real quick. Wrong button. R2, attributes. Yeah, look at that. We're level 34. So I have been putting all the points into strength to keep up with that, all the points into endurance, and I did start putting points into dexterity. I did stop putting into constitution, but I've only been doing 2 at a time with dexterity because it only gives you 0.5%. So every 2 obviously gives you 1 dexterity. I haven't noticed a speed increase, but I think it's probably a little better to have than just Constitution, because even with the Constitution, we're only getting 1 per. And as you can see, we have 20 Constitution. We started with 100 health, so now we're at 120 health. Like, it doesn't seem like it's doing much for us. Especially with like the better weapons and the better armor, and you're just gonna naturally get better with the game, so you'll be able to start dodging and everything, so you'll be fine. You probably don't even need the 20 points, honestly. But anyway, this is the pyrite here, and like I said before, if you don't remember, you do need a metal pickaxe, iron pickaxe. So if you don't have that, you're not gonna be able to pick up the pyrite. I should have mentioned that before coming. I do apologize. But these here, so basically, let's hit this and see what happens. All right, you see all those numbers. There was like 5 numbers there. So that means that when this breaks, you're gonna end up getting 5 different nodes that are under, well, this node and then 4 that were spawned underneath of it. So we're gonna go ahead and hold triangle when we do this last hit. So R2, hold triangle, and look at that. We got 16 pyrite out of just that one. And let's hit this one. Again, there's more nodes underneath of it, or it would only be showing 182. So we're gonna hold triangle again with this last hit. Another 15 there. More nodes here. Look at that. Perfect. But yeah, this is an easy way to get the pyrite. Just look for the ones that are double noted. If you want, you can obviously just get all of them. It's up to you guys. This one only has 3, which is fine. We only got 8 out of that. This one also has 3, probably another 8 or so. Let's see if we can find the one that has 1 in it. Probably one of these 3 here. Yeah, see how it's only giving us 1 number there when you're hitting it? That's because there's only 1 node and we only got 3 out of that. So if it's giving you more than 1 number, it's because the nodes are spawning on top of each other, which is fine. I mean, I'm not complaining about it, and I think they're aware of that because like I said, the pyrite used to be like the clay was. Like it used to be all over the walls and everything else, and it was really hard to get all of it. But I literally came down here before, and I was able to grab every single piece with no problem, which is awesome. Something they may not know about, or if they do, I'm happy that they left it in. If they do, is this here? If you use your grappling hook and you come up here. Oh no! Come on, really? Okay. Let's try that again. Let's do it higher. Right here. We'll do it where the gap is. So this spot right here. I mean, you can use this for multiplayer if you want. However you guys want, it's up to you. You can actually go up. Well, no, not this spot. Yeah, that's blocked. So it's, I guess it's only this spot here. So you see this little gap here, and it looks like it's clearly meant to be open. However, if you come in here, be very careful. You are basically inside of the game where you're not supposed to be. You can see there that I can see all the way down to where the water's at. I'm pretty sure that's water down there. And then if you come up back here, you're basically in the walls of the game, not just in the walls, period. So be careful, because I think anywhere you fall, you're probably going to lose your stuff. Because it may or may not spawn back. You can see there that we're not supposed to be here. We're actually under the game itself. So we kind of broke the mesh here. So you're not going to have any supplies or anything, but I don't know, maybe you guys want to build something right here, because this is relatively safe. Maybe you want to build a little safe house there. However, I think even when you're playing on servers, like even if you're doing like PvP, if you hit your sense there, you can see other players. Like the antenna that I have, not the antenna on this mask here, but the antenna that my character has. So if we remove our mask, you'll see my red antenna. Move it there. You see my red antenna? So my character will give off a red glow. If someone else has blue antenna, they'll give off a blue glow. So green, you know. So just keep that in mind. So if you are playing PvP, I do believe you still give off a glow no matter what. So it's easy for players to hunt you down. I don't know why they did that. I think if anything, they should revamp that to where like you only have that glow if you're in someone's group. But I went onto a public server before and I could see everyone like very clearly, so just be careful with that. Anyway, if you come this way, I'm going to show you guys a secret over here. It's not like a secret. Oh look, there is other beetles in here, I forgot. Come back here. If you fell down right here, this used to be a death sentence in this area, because there used to be flies all over right here, and there was a roach in the area. Now there's absolutely nothing, which is awesome. But you'll have to cross up there and keep going around, which I'll show you that path in a minute. But the whole reason you want to come down here is, one, for the pyrite. There's still pyrite down here. There's mushrooms down here. You'll want to grab all that stuff if you can. The other reason is coming up here. This is the little quote-unquote secret. It's not that big of a secret, but it is still something that's helpful, especially for people who plan on using it. But this right here, you can see there's like a sword handle there. And it says old workbench. So if we hit triangle to examine, you can see here it says pieces of a large sword are scattered around the area, and then it says investigate the pieces. It looks like someone was attempting to craft a large sword composed of metal and pyrite. There are enough fragments here that you can deduce how to craft this weapon. So you can hit leave, and now, okay, it didn't pop up. Anyway, now you should be able to craft that pyrite sword that is right there. If you don't come and look at this, you'll never learn that sword. So coming back this way, you can either go through there, which I'll show you guys the other side of that in a minute. We're going to go back around like if we had just came down in and we didn't come this way, just so you guys can understand the actual route that you guys are going to take. Or maybe you do want to take this route, because maybe you want to get that sword and then just go that way. But I'll still show you the other way as well. This way there is going to be more stuff to fight and everything else, so it's going to be a bit of a pain. We're just going to run past this guy. So keep in mind, there's the stairs where you came down at. Remember, if you're not gliding, you'll land right in this area here. Give up. There you go. Right up there is Teodrick. There's going to be a roach right over here. More pyrite that you guys can grab. We're going to run past the roach, and you can go one of two ways. You can go up this board or to the right over there. He aggro on us? Who's aggroed on us? Oh, it stopped. Okay. So you can go up this board here, or you can go to the right over there, which is another way up. So you'll want to come up here, and you're going to go to the right. And this is where it's going to get a bit annoying, even if you dodge the roach, because there's going to be a whole bunch of flies. These flies are annoying as hell. They just kind of jump on you and annoy the crap out of you. And you can get overran by flies, especially if you don't have good armor, so just be careful with that. Come on. There you go. No, there you go. Yeah, you see what I mean? Like, and there's usually 3 to 4 of them that will attack you at the same time, so just be careful with that. Like you guys seen there, I think it was like 117 health. Maybe I was full, I don't know. But we're already down to 81. Well, it's 82 now, but it was 81 just from those 4 flies landing on us. So just be careful with that. But anyway, you'll want to come up here, go around this way. There's going to be more flies up there. Again, there should be another 4, even if you can't see them. So it looks like there's 1 there, 2, 3, and the 4th one's right there by that candle. There's a beetle down there. That path right there is what went over to where that pyrite greatsword is. So if you guys come from that way, you'll come here. You'll still have to backtrack a little bit. You can either use your grapple to get up here anywhere, or you can jump on that and then jump up here and come this way. Now, once again, before we keep going this way, I'm going to show you guys a little bit of a backdoor entrance to get into the cathedral. So if you come back down here, I'm not going to go there because, well, shit. All right. Well, we're going to have to fight these flies too. We're going to come down here. We're going to get rid of all these flies real quick, and then I'll show you. Oh, did not mean to do that. Then I'll show you guys what's going on here. Come on. Alright, that's all of them. I think. Pretty sure that was 4 of them. Yeah. So this right here is a back door. Now you do want to be careful. There are colony spiders in here. The colony spiders are a bit of annoying. They don't do much poison, but they will still poison you. So if we come in here, you can see that they'll just come running up to you, kind of like the flies. You do want to be careful with them. Of course, we're out of stamina. There we go. And you can see this is where I'm getting those blood sacks that we were talking about in the previous one. So, no. Oh, these are colony spider abdomens. So we haven't even found the blood sacks yet. I think those are from mosquitoes then. Okay, well, I guess no blood sacks. Anyway, there's a whole bunch of pyrite down here. There's also a whole bunch of colony spiders. The colony spiders do spawn back in fairly quick. There's also a facial marking thing out here somewhere. Where's it at? Where is it at? Is it not out here? Oh, here it is, right here. It doesn't glow anymore because I already picked it up. So this is where a facial marking thing would be. But this is the outside of the cathedral on the far right side. So if we take a look at the map here, you can see that you would have to come around this way. You'll have to do it even where the bridge is broken at. You'll come out here and you'll follow this path, and then of course it will lead you here. There used to be a lizard out here. I don't know if it still spawns in. Obviously we're not seeing it right now, but just be careful with that. And then further down here there was a beetle, which I don't know if that's here either. I'm going to go all the way this way so you guys can see exactly where you can come up at. Bear with me here. There you can see the broken bridge. And then it has like a little courtyard that's under it. And this is where the path kind of starts at. But this is a bit of a backdoor entrance. Yeah, it looks like they got rid of anything that was out here. Because I think the beetle was in this area and then the lizard was over towards the opening. Yeah, so you'll have to at least figure out how to get up here, which more than likely you can probably climb one of the trees or something. Or you can drop from up there if you have your wings to at least glide to here. Somehow get on that railing or something and then just jump over here. And then the rest, you don't need wings. You can just run through here. Let's go ahead and get back inside and I'll show you guys the rest of the way to get up to Teodrick. Like I said, I do apologize. It's going to be a longer video because we're only about halfway done with the video. We still need to speak with Teodrick, go through all of his options, and he is going to have us do one other thing, which is going to take some time as well. Bear with me here so we can get back over here. Like I said, right here, there used to be either a gecko or a lizard. It's not here anymore, but just be careful with that. Maybe it's glitched for me and he's in the wall or something, which I don't think so, but still. I'd rather tell you guys it's here and be wrong about it not being here than the other way around, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm not seeing the lizard anywhere. Yeah, grab all this pyrite. Definitely grab it all. I'm not doing it right now because we already have a ton. I think we have enough for what we need for. If we don't, it's going to suck, but I think we'll be alright. Oh, did I not get that? Take that. I just don't want the eggs. Speaking of eggs, pop that. Alright, and then we can go back up to where we were, so we can continue. I can show you guys the rest of the way here. Now, if you're grabbing all the pyrite, you're going to want to fight everything along the way. I'm just going to run past everything. In fact, I was going to heal, but we don't have any more of those other bandages. We'll be fine. Alright. Alright, so we're going to come this way. Right here is when the flies should notice you. If there's any that are flying out right now, they'll notice you. They'll come down here. You can let them come to you, or you can do what I'm about to do. Well, I was going to say you can go up to them, but we're just going to keep running here. There's going to be a roach ahead over there. You can dodge him, but you may not be able to. Grab all the pyrite on the walls here. He's hopefully going to stay over there. Perfect. Then you'll come here. You'll jump on this door here. Down there is where the pyrite sword was. Perfect. He did not aggro on us. Oh, the fly is still here. Oh, there you go. Okay. So, like I said, before it used to be a death sentence if you fell down there just because there was a roach and there was a whole bunch of flies and you'd have to fight them all at the same time. But now it looks like it's pretty clear down there. Like I said, that's where you get the pyrite sword. Up here, there's going to be a whole bunch of roaches, so you'll have 2 more roaches you have to run by and then another one over there, I believe. And I think over there there's also flies. But once you get to that point, that wood, that piece of wood there that goes across with the spiderweb hanging from it, that is where you can go in and talk with Teodrick. So that's where we're going to head to. I just want to show you guys all that because, like I said, we're just going to run past this, so I'm not really going to explain much along the way. Ow. Here's the flies. And there may actually be flies on the other side too. No, there isn't. They moved them over there. Okay. Yeah, so this is how you get in here with Teodrick. We're going to keep running because the flies are probably still coming. There is pyrite here too. Flies, stop. Please stop. Please stop. Go back. Thank you. We're going to wait till they go ahead and go all the way back until this combat music stops so we know we're good. Alright, there we go. Alright, so this is where Teodrick lives. There's stairs here. You can grab this toy soldier if you want. We'll take him. Can't do anything with the chest here. There is other stuff that you can pick up, which we will look around here so I can show you guys everything. So there is Teodrick. I don't know if it's Theodrick or Teodrick. I just started saying Teodrick because I noticed there's no H, so I'm going to leave it at Teodrick. Anyway, come back down here before talking to him. Another couple of chests you can open. There is something back here that you can interact with. Yeah, so we got this, which is food, both food, fey chowder and mushroom steak. I thought... Didn't this card used to be green? I thought there was something else here you could get, but I guess that's it. Alright, and then there's not going to be anything up on that side, but you can still look around and everything. I'm sure you guys will find something that's interesting or something that just looks cool, that's different or whatever. Keep in mind, the reason why he has all of this stuff is because he was studying humans. He is a historian, so it's like a it's like their national library, basically. So, speaking of books, so here's Teodrick. Go ahead and speak with him. Sorry about that, I had to cough. Go ahead and speak with him real quick. Yes, who goes there? Greetings, you must be Teodrick. I must be, and you are? A vanguard. I was sent by Ludwig the Elder to seek your aid in a grave matter. Ah, so Ludwig still remembers an old friend. How may I be of assist to you, Vanguard? The Elder said you would be able to translate this scroll. It apparently is written in the old tongue. It is apparently, whatever. Speaking of which, if you do not bring the scroll with you, you're in for a surprise because you're gonna have to go back and get the scroll, or you won't have that option. So we're gonna go ahead and pick that one. Let me have a look. This is indeed old tongue, but the dialect is an obscure one. I will need your help in translating this. My help? How can I help you translate a language I know nothing about? Well, you see, some time ago, a merchant set up shop on the south shore of the ruins. This merchant deals in books, schematics, and other items of high value. At the time, he was carrying a book called "On the Origin of Smallfolk," by famous researcher Darles Charwin. Darles Carwin. You guys know it's supposed to be like Charles Darwin, but anyway. Naturally, the opportunity to possess such a masterpiece was too good to pass on, so I bartered the book for a number of my own dusty old tomes, including my notes on the old tongue. So basically, he got the Darles Carwin book, but he traded his old tomes, so we need those tomes back. And now you need those notes for the translations. Right, I'll get them back for you. Where exactly can I find the merchant? He can usually be found just past the giant metal bars directing south of the great fountain here in the ruins. He travels the waterways, so you may encounter him elsewhere too. Make sure to bring some of those shiny rocks with you when you seek him out. He seems quite taken by this pyrite material last we spoke. So that's why we have all the pyrite, because basically it's used as a currency as well. Obviously you can make stuff with it because we do have the pyrite hatchet. You can now make the pyrite sword, and eventually you can make a pyrite pickaxe. The only reason we can't, like, we have the recipe for the pyrite pickaxe, but you need I think it's called iron bark or ironwood or something, which is totally in another area, so we can't get that yet. But you can make stuff with pyrite, which is why you need so much of it. Anyway, very well, I'll seek him out and barter for the return of your notes. May the sacred owl protect you. All right, we're going to pick the next one. It says, this place is surrounded by formidable creatures. How do you stay safe? The colony spiders and cockroaches stick to specific areas and don't roam here. I've found that some creatures won't bother me as long as I feed them with a specific treat they find quite delicious. If you prepare a trap loaded with one, you could even earn their admiration. So basically he's telling you can tame the creatures. And then now we can pick this third one here. It says, in all of your research, have you come across anything that might aid me in my perilous journey or perilous adventure? Most of what I research is related to the history of small folk and giants. However, I have found some old texts relating to armor crafted from the shimmering rocks of this region. Sorry. If you are able to bring me the materials, I think I can put something together for you. Let me see what you can make. So this is going to be your pyrite armor. This is going to be the best armor in this area. I think I said the bone armor was, but I think this is the best armor in this area. Let's see, all 28s and 32. So it might be the same as what we have. I don't know. If it's the same, we'll still keep the same armor. But let's see, 28. Yeah, 28s and 32. All right. So, and now we can make that at home as well. So let's look at our character real quick. Yeah, so it's the same, 28s and 32. This has piercing resistance of 3 and cold of 6. His had, wrong button. His had cold resistance is only 5, so ours is technically still better, and the cold and the piercing resistance is still 3. So yeah, our armor is still technically better than the pyrite armor. So we're gonna keep the armor we have. We're not even gonna mess with this. The armor does look pretty cool though. If you guys want to make it, obviously knock yourself out. But all the pyrite we have, we're going to use to go and find the new person he told us about. So if we look on the map here, you can see the merchant is down in this area. So that's where we need to go. We're going to unmark these other things here that we had marked. We can leave our tree marked. All right, and then I did add in a few new markers here. So I have exclamation point ants and exclamation point red mantis. That is for events that I came across. So, because I want to keep a track of where the events are. So when an event like this pops up, I know what those are. So like if this pops up over here, I know it's the red mantis because it's always the same event in the same area. This is the ant one that I was telling you about that has about 50 ants, which I guess I may have over exaggerated. I think it's only about 30. I think I said 30 to 50, but I think it's about 30. But you still do have to kill all 30 ants in order to complete it. This one is the only one I have been completing. This one I tried and I died because that red mantis is a beast. And then obviously this one I have not been to yet. There are some other ones. I think there's, well, I don't know if it still exists. There used to be one, I think, over in this area, and it's like a whole bunch of lubbers. I remember that one way early game, so that one might not be a thing anymore, but I also have not been to all the events, but that's why I started doing this, so I can mark them all. But anyway, let's go and let's find that merchant. So the easiest way is probably through the shortcut area that I just showed you guys. So we're gonna go, oh, you know what? No, because then we have to run by all the spiders and everything. We'll just go this way, because this way there's only going to be the beetle here at the entrance, the lizard if he aggro's on top, and the hornet, and that's it. So we'll go this way. So keep in mind we did kill a roach right here, so if you did not kill it, you'll have to face the roach too. We're just going to run past the beetle. They can climb walls and stairs and everything now, so just be careful with that. Before, they didn't used to be able to. They had to like work their way around, but now they just go straight up it. So we're just gonna come this way. Hopefully he doesn't aggro. Where he went? Okay, he's down there. We're good. Oh, this is one I have trouble with. If you can't make it up right there, because I had a lot of trouble with that, you can jump on that pyrite and make it up. If you can't do that either, because you already got the pyrite, you can definitely do it right here and then jump up here. But I like to just kind of test my jumping skills and just jump straight up the thing. Then we'll come this way. Careful, like I said, the lizard at the top of the stairs. You'll want to hug this left wall here if you did not kill him earlier. It's on top of the rock, so we're good. And we're going to go out over here where this hornet's at. Let's go over here. Oh, no. Where are you going, dude? Alright, cool. Facing away. We'll sit right here for a second, see if we can go inside there. I don't know if we can get on top of that tree. That'd be awesome. Oh. Go inside, dude. I mean, we can go from right here, honestly, but looking right at me. No, he's not. Facing the other way. Come on, dude. Make a move. Do something. Don't do that. Alright, we're just going to go. Alright, we're going to come out this way. We're going to glide along here. There is a beetle over here, but you should not have to worry about it. He's coming. You'll be alright. Do your jump boost like I told you earlier. You'll be fine. Yeah, he already gave up. Come on. Alright, and then right here, we're going to try to get up on top of that railing. Perfect. And then the area we are heading down is basically past that tree by the water. So around the corner of that tree by the water, that's where we need to go for the merchant. Alright, I had to cough again. So the tree is about right here. So we need to go past the tree and down around the corner. So obviously we can't make that in one jump, but what we can do is we can land on this tree here, and then we can go further. So let's get to the tree first. Here we are at the tree. Go ahead and slow down here a bit. Come up to the top if we can. Perfect. And we're going to go basically where the tree's at. If we can, we'll try to go up here, but even where the tree's at's fine. So it doesn't matter, because either way we're going all the way down. Actually, in fact, we will go down because that hornet that's up there. That hornet right there. So we'll come down here. I don't know if there's anything down here. I know at the entrance, if you go the way you're supposed to go without gliding this way, which we'll end up leaving that way, there is a lizard there, which I will show you guys that eventually. But for now, we're going to stay up here if we can. There's a hornet right there. That hornet you should not have to worry about. The entrance to this guy down here, that's his little boat there. That's where we need to go. So the entrance to this guy goes under this bridge. And it basically is like adjacent to that tree. So like you go from the tree and you go straight out to here. So there's like a little drainage thing that goes under this bridge. Where that drainage is at is where the lizard's at. So you shouldn't even have to come up here. You don't have to worry about, you don't have to worry about that hornet. You don't have to worry about these beetles that are right here. It's just the lizard that's down there, which, like I said, you'll see when we come back out. But for now, we're just going to jump straight down. So there's the drain right there. That's the metal bars he was talking about. But all we need to do is just come straight down here. So there's the metal bars. You should be able to see the lizard. Unless I got rid of it. Nope, there's a lizard. He's still there. Alright, but you'll come out here. This is the guy you're looking for. He just goes by merchant. He doesn't have an actual name. Click on him. Hello there. Who are you? I'm a traveling merchant. I cover the vast oceans in my boat and more wherever I think there might be something interesting to collect or someone to trade with. Excuse me. Alright, so I said the historian told me that he sold a tome to you, one containing his notes on the old tongue. Would you be willing to sell it to me? Ah, yes, I do have such a tome. I can't understand a word of it, but I'm sure it sure sounds valuable. Roughly 10 pyrite worth of value, I would say. We have two things here. We can pick a steep price, but I need the tome. Here's the pyrite, and then you can do that's outrageous. I think normally in games like this, well, I don't know about games like this, but normally in games when you're like, oh, that's outrageous. Sometimes in some of the games you'll have a thing where they like feel pity for you and they change the price. I'm pretty sure this guy never changes his price. In fact, he might go up, but I don't know. We'll still pick that's outrageous, just so you guys know. So we'll do that's an outrageous price. He says suit yourself, so that's it. So I don't know if there's something you can do and then come back to him and like trigger it later or something, because either way you have to get pyrite. So I think they do that to you on purpose. But anyway, let's go ahead and talk with him again. We'll go ahead and pick the same thing. He says the same thing. And then this time we'll just do it to steep price, but here's the pyrite. So there we go. We have the tome. Now we need to go back to the historian again. But before we do that, this is why I brought all of the pyrite with me. So here's the tome that we just got. And we still have a whole bunch of pyrite. You guys are like, why'd you get all that? It's because of the other stuff he has. So let's talk with him again. It says, can I see what you have to sell? So all of this stuff is what he has to sell. The hoots you can buy as well. And then the hoots, I believe you use to buy the rest of this stuff. So basically you use the pyrite to get hoots and then hoots to buy this stuff. So we're going to buy, let's see, it looks like for every one of these you do, or no. Yeah, for every one you do, it has to be 5, and it looks like he's only giving you 5 hoots per 20 pyrite. So if we max it out here, which I don't even think we need this much, but we're still going to do it. So if we max it out there, it looks like we can get 230 hoots. And we only need Let me see, that's 10, 2, 2, 20, and 20. So 20 and 20, that's 40 there, plus the 10 is 50. And then 2 and 2, so 54 is all we need. So we're going to do just 54 of them. The reason why I say that is because the rest of the pyrite, obviously, like I said, we can make the armor if you want to. Eventually, we are going to make the pyrite pickaxe. And then eventually, you're going to run into this guy later on, and he'll be able to have more stuff. So if you want, you can get all the hoots now. But I'm not going to go get more pyrite at the moment, so we're just going to get the amount that we need. So let's go back down to, I think it'll probably let us do 60. Or we needed 54, so maybe 55? Well, let's do 55. Yeah, so we'll do 55 here. That's going to take 220 of our pyrite. We'll go ahead and take that. There we go. And then now we should be able to buy all of this stuff. So we're going to buy all of it, and you'll start seeing stuff pop up in the top left when we're done here. It is going to take a while because all this stuff you're going to buy is going to go through every single thing that you learned. At least that's how it used to be. So let's go ahead and buy the metal parts. Let's buy the vines, flowers, rugs, and the lights. There we go. And then now we have to actually learn them real quick. So you come in here, you can do use, so square, square, give it a second, square, give it a second, square, give it a second, square. There we go, and there's all the stuff that we learned. So like I said, give it a second here. You guys can keep an eye on that top left there. It'll show you all the stuff that we just bought from him. And then we still do need to go back to Teodrick to give him the tome. So make sure you guys keep that tome on you if you decide to go back home or something like that. Make sure you don't drop off the tome because you do have to give it to Teodrick. I know I'm just repeating myself. It sounds weird. But yeah, look at all the stuff. Metal stairs. I don't think I've ever built a house out of the metal in the game. I might, just to see what it actually looks like, because it looks like even the wood in the game, like I used a couple wood pieces, they look a lot better than they do, or than the fiber stuff does. Like it actually has like more definition to it, I guess is what you would say. Like there's actual designs on the walls and stuff like that, so it does look a little bit better. The only thing that throws me off about the game is you have a merchant here who uses a boat to go across the water and everything. However, you never really learn how to swim, which I think they should add that into the game, or even if they don't add in swimming, at least add in a boat so that you can go across the water somehow. I mean, you can always glide across, but at the moment you should not. I've been over that before. If you try gliding across the water, which you can definitely make it to the other side, but if you try gliding across the water, you will get attacked by a giant bird that will instantly kill you, and it'll just respawn you back on the other side. You won't lose anything. You'll still have all your stuff and all that, but it is a little freaky. I think it's a giant hawk, if I remember correctly. So there we go. And what I'm talking about with crossing the water, I don't mean like from here to the land that's out there, which you can see the land out there. But what I mean is from your starter area to the land over here, because this land is explorable. However, if you cross the water here, there's always a hawk that will attack you until you get so far in the game. Which we're almost at, because Teodrick will then teach you how to find a hidden path to go through. You go underground through that hidden path and the hawk won't mess with you. And then once you're over there, you also learn how to... Oh, can we just go up this way? I don't know if we can. We can try. But once you go that way, they will then teach you how to use, like you'll run into stink bugs. And it'll teach you how to make like a stink bug thing to where the hawk doesn't want to mess with you. Yeah, I don't think we can go this way. Alright, so we're going to at least see the lizard. We're not going to fight them. Like I said, they attack the same way as the geckos. I'm going to eat some food here. And it's only getting dark because it's raining. It's not nighttime. Yeah, there's the lizard there. Like I said, they attack the same as the geckos. You can just run around them. I don't need the herptile leather or bones or anything that he has, so we're just going to run past him here. He's coming. It'll be alright. Alright, do not go in this water here. I believe it is too deep for you. So make your way up. Oh, God. Oh, God. No. Stop it. Make your way either up the way I'm going or the other way that I tried to go and I missed. Oh, God. I'm missing this one, too. Alright, he's stuck up there. Let's go back here. Get up there. There we go. Alright. Deuces, my guy. Deuces. Oh, God. A super long tongue, my dude. Give up already. There you go. Alright. Oh, what was that? Grasshopper. Lubber. Okay. They're hostile too, so be careful. Yeah, we'll go up over here. This is where the Hornet was, so be careful. Did the Lubber aggro on us? We had combat music for a second there. Yeah, this is where the Hornet was. There's the Hornet. We're gonna go left here. Oh, hello. Close. There used to be, oh, okay. I would say there used to be beetles on these stairs too. Evidently there still is. No, thank you, sir. I don't want it. Alright, this is where I tried showing you guys all the clay before. But I had already picked it all up, so there's a little bit here. Some over here, there's some here. Like I said, there's some down on these ledges. You have to drop down right here and get it. This is all the clay that I had gotten before that that was gone when I came back through. All that clay. There's that king stag beetle that we killed before. I wonder if he has a thing back around his neck. Oh, lagged. And we will go this way because we're already running this way. And I'll show you guys the way that I used to go. I mean, now we have the grapple gun, so it's not that big of a deal. Grapple gun that actually works. But I'll show you guys the way that I used to go, which is what I was talking about originally on how to get to Teodrick by gliding down there. It's a bit tricky, I won't lie, because it took me a couple times to do it. But the gliding also feels like it's been reworked, like it's a little more reliable. It seems like it doesn't drain your stamina as fast and everything now, so I think it should be easier. And now that I said that, I'm probably going to screw it up when I try it. Where's the Hornet at? Why were you up over there, weirdo? Oh, if you don't know, when the creatures spawn in, they come from like different things. So like he was probably coming from a hornet nest that's over here. Or no hornet nest? Oh, it might have came from up there. Yeah, they all come from different areas. So like those black holes that you see in the walls and stuff that you can't go inside of because it has the invisible wall, that's usually where a lot of the stuff spawns from. But like the wasps, they'll come from the actual wasp nest. You'll see them. Over by Drustana, how there was the honeycomb on the trees and stuff, those have black holes in them, so they will come out of the actual honeycomb and stuff. So I don't know, I mean, it makes sense, but if you're not paying attention, you just won't realize it. So I just wanted to point that out. Alright, so this is the part I was talking about. So we're going to go on top of that rock, even with the lizard here. We're just going to run past him here. Go on top of this rock, slow down a bit because you want your full stamina here. You're going to jump off the rock. You're not going to glide right away, but soon. Drop it. Slide again, drop. Slide again, and no, one more. And there we go. Like I said, you don't want to hit your head because you will end up just going all the way down, but then you can just glide all the way over to him. But like I said, you don't even have to do this anymore because now the you can actually climb the grappling hook and everything, so you don't have to worry about that. So we can come over here, talk with him. It was there a second ago. There it goes. Talk. Oh, didn't mean to do that, but I think I picked the thing saying, "Hey, I have your tomes." Says, "Let me have a look." This is old. This is indeed the old tongue. Oh, he's talking about the scroll. I think we gave him the scroll again. Yeah, so he wants us to go and get the scroll. Tells us about the merchant. Says we'll seek him out. Here we go. I retrieved your tome from the merchant, and it wasn't cheap. Well done, Vanguard. Now let's have a look at this scroll. Yes. These seem to be the personal notes of Melkar, the apothecary. It speaks of an elixir powerful enough to cure almost any ailment. I think before it said any ailment, not almost any ailment. But anyway, it says this part of the scroll. This part of the scroll chronicles Melkar's. This part. Okay, yeah, I'm reading that right. This part of the scroll chronicles Melkar's research into a key ingredient that can only be found in the Forbidden Lands. A potent ingredient whose origin is tied to the giants themselves. The Forbidden Lands. The Forbidden Lands lie to the north, on the other side of the Great Chasm. The Queen has forbidden any attempt at traversing the chasm, believing that such a journey would anger the sacred owl. The ban might be unnecessary, however, as a giant winged creature patrolling the chasm, make it unlikely anyone would want to cross. However, it says that Melkar did find a way across. How? This journey entry speaks of how his search was in vain until he discovered a secret passage underneath the broken bridge to the north. I can see that he marked the position in his notes. Continue. You should follow in Melkar's footsteps to seek out traces of his research. Brace yourself and venture into the Forbidden Lands. Find his lab and we'll be one step closer to discovering the elixir. Thank you, Teodrick. May the sacred owl protect you. See, and before, I think what you had to do was like, it would tell you, oh, I need time to investigate this. So basically, you would have to like literally leave him. I think like wait 24 hours in game, like a whole day would have to go by, and then you would still have to come back here again. Excuse me. So I'm glad that you don't have to do that anymore. But basically now, if you come up here, you can see there is a secret door, and this passage will go underground. It'll go under the river, and you'll come out. I think over in this area here, or actually, it's over here. I think you come out over here, and then you follow that path. But that's the area that we are going to head to in the next video. So if you guys are interested to know, then let me know. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, you know, all the good stuff. Make a comment, even if say, hey, awesome videos, like your stuff, or hey, you're a douchebag, like your stuff. Whatever you guys want, I don't care. But comments help, so I would appreciate it if you guys could do that. But this also marks the beginning of where we left off in the previous playthrough. And the only reason we left off here in the previous playthrough was because I just kind of fell off with the game and I was going really slow and I was burning myself out, so I ended up stopping. But I've made it further than that, but this is just from the previous playthrough. So if you guys watched the very first episode, which I believe I labeled Part 0, you'll see everything on the map is where we have it now. And it also has, like, we also have the armor and everything that we're wearing currently. So we are literally exactly where we were before. Maybe we have more pyrite, something like that. I don't know. But for the most part, we're exactly in the same spot. The only difference is all the changes that have happened in the game, like the way the grappling hook works and the whole Underlands thing, which I'm still debating whether or not we should try going underground with what we have, because I think that those like geysers that we've seen, I think that'll actually shoot you back up. And now that we can glide and we have the grappling hook that works, maybe we'll try that. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Like, because nothing's leading us down there, and I did want to go based off of what was actually leading us. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted the game to tell us to go down there, not just us explore on our own. But it's also taking a very long time to get down there, so maybe we'll kind of speed things up and take a look. But yeah, that is going to be it for this one. Questions, comments, concerns, put it down in the comment section. If you guys want, you can hang around just a little bit longer. All I'm going to do is I'm going to go back home. You see that little dust marker down there on the pavement? That is where another facial marking thing is, so you guys can go and grab that. But yeah, all I'm going to do is I'm going to go back home. Like I said, in the meantime, if you would not mind, please do me a huge favor. Leave a comment, leave a like, leave a share. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. If you are subscribed, consider joining the channel. It's only 99 cents a month. That's cheaper than my OnlyFans, which I'm just joking. I don't have an OnlyFans. But hey, if you want me to start an OnlyFans, let me know down in the comment section. I probably won't do it, guys. No. The only reason I would need to do an OnlyFans is if someone's poisoned, like they ate something poisonous and you need them to throw up. Then they can be like, hey, watch this OnlyFans. And then people will go on there and be like, oh, they just start puking everywhere. So, yeah. Yeah, let me know if you guys need to throw up. But yeah. And then I don't know what happened to it. I don't know if I took it down myself or if it went down on its own. I don't remember what happened to it. I did have a merch website through StreamLabs. And I don't see it on my videos anymore. So maybe I took it off myself. I'm not sure. But I would try to add that back on eventually. Right now, I do have some affiliate links down in there. It's for a PC build. It's my PC. That is up to you guys. It is not an amazing PC. I don't play on PC. I actually play on PS5. But it's a decent PC for playing games if you guys want. It's not going to break your bank. It is still a little bit expensive depending on your financial situation. But it won't break the bank, and you can always buy the parts, as you go, like so that you're not buying everything at once and, spending too much or whatever. That's up to you guys, but it will definitely help you guys out if you're looking for at least a decent PC to kind of play, some of the less graphical games that are required, like Project Zomboid. But you won't be able to play anything like. I mean, you can probably play. I've never tried. What is this? Star Citizen, I think it's called. I've always wanted to play that game, but then I see like other things where it's like, hey, we have a ship. It's only $1,100. You can buy it with real money, and I'm like, maybe that's not the kind of game I want to get involved in, because there's no way I'm going to be able to ever afford that kind of crap. And then even if I can, I probably won't want to. Like, don't get me wrong, if you guys can afford that and you're doing it, hey, good on you. But I would be pissed if someone blew up my ship and it cost me $1,100. Like, that's a game for like Elon Musk to just throw money at for no reason. Like, the only reason you should be playing that game is if you're really, really good at it. And if you're not, then you're going to be losing a lot of money. I mean, I think you get like a starter ship and all that stuff. And I think you can get that back, like, just without spending money. But I'm not even going to try it. Maybe I should go on there and like see how it works and try to steal somebody's expensive ship and then make them buy it back from me. Know what I mean? Anyway, that's going to be it for this one. Thank you all for joining me. I hope you enjoy your day. Have a wonderful day. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.